Howdy! Marion and Rich Patterson with Winding Pathways, and Kelsey Spots is behind the camera with Hooper Hatchery. And Doodle Doo, of course, is here. We are here again to talk about some springtime kind of events, and one is a broody hen. So, Rich, tell us, what is a broody hen and a little bit about it.
Okay. Anyone who keeps chickens for any length of time is likely to have a hen go broody.
Okay.
Maybe more than one. And it's a natural process. And birds, any bird, whether they're robins, chickadees, chickens, peacocks, reproduction is that female will lay a clutch of eggs, and at some point she'll sit on them, keep them warm, and then they'll hatch. So a broody hen is a hen that is getting ready, wants to be a mother.
So how do you know that there's a broody hen?
Okay. There's lots of good clues. One is the fascinating process. They change their voice.
They do?
They'll change their voice, and they'll sound a little different. They fluff themselves all up. But then they'll spend hours and hours in the nest.
Okay, can we take a look? I think we have a broody hen over here. So Kelsey's going to make her way over here. And looking down in here, oh, there are two. Wait a minute. Who's the broody and who's the not broody? And why are they all together?
It's a problem. This one right here is a Brahma, and she is broody. And a problem is this one's not broody. She's coming in because this is her nest, and she wants to lay her egg in this nest.
Oh my gosh.
So the broody has got to keep the eggs that are under from being broken, but you get too many chicks in there, or chickens in there, and often they get broken. So.
All right, so that's a problem if you've got a broody hen and you don't want them all together. So what do you do if you... How do you handle that? Because I don't want the eggs to get cracked.
What I have done in the past that has worked, and it didn't with the broody hen that's over there.
We'll show that mama in just a few minutes.
I isolated her. I made a nice nest for her, nice soft things. I put her eggs underneath it, put it in there, and she wanted nothing to do with it. She wanted to brood eggs on one of these nests, and she kept hitting at the wall, and finally I gave up. I said, okay, you know. So I let her back in here, and she brooded them here. And that caused the need to know what eggs are hers that are being incubated, what eggs are the new ones when another chicken comes in today.
All right. So how many did you put there? Because you want some eggs to stay with the mama, and some eggs are brand new, and we want to remove those. Is that right?
And eat them.
And eat them, right. But we don't want to eat the wrong ones because they are developing.
So here's what I did. And eggs are very easy to write on. So I take just a pencil and I wrote the date. Today is what? 4/17. I wrote the date on there, and that means that egg is hers. That's the one that's incubating. And I took a Sharpie, and just so I could spot it easily, I made some marks. So when I go in there at the end of the day and I move her away gently, I take away the eggs that are not marked, and I leave the eggs that are marked. So I let her have 4 eggs under there.
All right.
And every day, every afternoon, I take the other ones away. She didn't like that.
Right.
And she put up a fuss, but she didn't have any choice. I just sort of picked her up and took the check her in. And after 3 weeks, 3 of the eggs got broken from other chickens scratching around in there, but one hatched, and we'll see the baby here in a few minutes.
All right. So how long does it take to hatch?
It takes 21 days,
All
3
right.
weeks, and that's plus or minus a little bit.
All right.
Come out about 21 days.
So we have a rooster, so it works for us to assume that most of the eggs are fertile. But if you don't have a rooster, that's not going to work, and it's a big waste of time and a chicken. So isn't there some way to kind of trick them?
Yes, and there are several ways you can trick them. First of all, they will not hatch.
Right, they're not
They
fertile
won't
eggs.
hatch.
It's
They're
not going to
not
happen.
fertile. But a hen will still go broody.
Right.
Okay, so she wants to sit on eggs, and you can do several things. You can just keep taking the eggs from her every day every day, keep taking those eggs. You can get golf balls. She'll sit on golf balls. You know, it's a strong instinct. You can do that. So,
and you can isolate them, except it did not work with this one that turned to mama.
yes, and eventually she'll give up, but it can take a long time. It
Yes.
can take 6 or 8 weeks, and she's not laying. So that's one thing that you can do. There is another problem, but there's a trick.
Okay, what is
And
that?
if you have a rooster, like we do, but you have a mixed flock, several different breeds that are different from the rooster, and if she hatches those eggs, you really don't know what you're getting. You're getting mongrel
Right.
chickens.
We have
Okay.
a mongrel chick here.
And
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay if you want it. And it's a good way to get replacements. Half of them will be roosters. You know, if you go to the farm store and you buy pullets, you don't have to deal with the roosters. If the hen hatches chicks, you will have to deal with the roosters, so keep that in mind. But here is a trick that works.
All right, what is
Okay.
that trick?
It works. You have no rooster, but you have a broody. And you have that broody sitting on some eggs that are marked for golf balls for about 3 weeks. And about 2.5 weeks, you go to the farm store and you buy 4 or 6 chicks or so. And then you come out with your flashlight after dark.
After dark.
Okay, and you go to the broody hen, and you gently reach under and you take her eggs out, or you take the golf balls out, take the little box of chicks, put those chicks under her, and she'll come out of an almost
She does.
trance, and she's happy, and she'll take care of those little chicks. So you have the breeds that you want.
Right.
Okay, whether they're maybe Leghorn, like good egg-laying breeds, or whether they're mixed breeds, and you don't have to have a rooster.
Okay. Well, let's take a look here. We do have a rooster. We know that 3 of the 4 eggs didn't hatch, but 1 did hatch, and Rich then put the mama over here in a completely different area. And the mama was very unhappy. She actually dug underneath here. One day the baby got out on the other side, so we had to put her back. But there's the mama, and there's the baby chick. So you have to be sure that the special coop that you put them in is separate, and we'll tell you why in just a couple of minutes. And also that the baby cannot get out there, because the baby escapes, the mama cannot escape, and then there's trouble. So Rich, why do we isolate the mama with the baby from the rest?
Sometimes the older hen sometimes will pick on a baby chick or baby chick. So it's better to keep them separate. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you can let the baby chicks go right out with the older ones.
And you notice her voice, and listen how that changes a little bit when there's some food around, because the rooster does the same thing. His voice changes, so let's listen over here. And the baby takes off with the baby marshmallow, which is not very healthy, I'm sure. Mama got that one. All right, off they go. All right. Oh, but she's in there now. We gotta get rid of her. Rich just goes right in there. He takes care of them. Off you go. All right. So let's close them up here. So, is there? You usually have a tip of the month. So come on, girls. What's the tip of the month with that we're going to offer to people today?
2 tips of the month. Here it is, it's April, it's springtime, it's starting to green up, and this is a good time to do some seeding in the run. So I go out, I use annual ryegrass seed, it's cheap. I'll put that out there, and we get some nice green grass that the chickens will eat. So it's a good time to. It's also a transition weather month. So what I did yesterday, I opened up all of the windows to let the breeze come through and to keep winter's drafts out. So I opened it up, make it nice and breezy and airy inside the coop. Okay.
And let's
This
hope that
time
we
of
don't have
snow.
Snow or big cold, yes, exactly. And I don't know if you saw that, but when I tossed out this little handful of ryegrass, they all ran over saying, "Oh, yay!" And then they looked and went, "What? This is not what we want." So let's try it again. Kelsey's going to show us. They run over,
They want marshmallows.
and they looked around and said, "Forget that. We're not going to eat whatever that is." So that's why Rich puts this ryegrass in the coop, because they don't mess with it. We've got this little baby rain that maybe will help the plants germinate. So, anything else that we want to talk about for Broody Hens tips of the month?
Other than of all of the things that you learn and you enjoy by having chickens, one of the most fascinating is watching a hen be broody and raise some babies. It's a great thing to do if you have children, to watch them, and it's fun. Even though we've seen it many times, I still enjoy it.
Yes, good. All right. Well, that's it from Hooper's Hatchery in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with Winding Pathways about broody hens, and we'll visit with you guys again next month. So thanks a lot for coming.